you can come on stage. Ana is the president and CEO of the Latino Donor Collaborative, leading groundbreaking research and advocacy that highlights the power of U.S. Latino economy. Ana, it's always a pleasure to be in the same space. We're now virtually, but a couple of days ago we were in
Yes,
person
that
talking.
was
And
fabulous.
the power of numbers is critically important, but the power of the narrative behind the numbers is what makes a difference and what transforms. And I always admire the work that you and all your team do at the Latino Donor Collaborative to give us that power as well, so that we can then have those conversations in all of these spaces when they tell us we're not good enough. So the virtual space is all
Yes.
yours.
Thank you so much, Ileana. And thanks to everything that you do. And Sandra, you and Sandra are incredible leaders. Creating this group, United Latinas, has been really a labor of love and success, which is important, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for inviting me. I'm so excited to see so many people signing up from everywhere. I just saw somebody from Hawaii, and then from, everywhere. It's just so exciting. And I am just honored to share the data, the experience. You mentioned something about the numbers, and I think that you're right about everything that Patty and Sarah just said in their panel. The power comes from who we are. And you know what? The numbers sometimes give us a very good idea of who we are. For those of you that know what we do at the Latino Donor Collaborative, we're a think tank, and our mission is to provide you for free, because we're a nonprofit, the data that shows that you are the best that has happened to this country. And it's plain and simple. Numbers don't lie. Data is everything. And we're driving the economy. We're driving the growth. We're driving the workforce. We're driving consumption. And we're driving now pop culture, by the way. And Bad Bunny is not the only one, right? It's each one of us buying the colors that are in fashion, and we driving the taste in food and in music and in everywhere, right? So it's exciting to be here. I love the theme. The theme of this conference is incredible. Again, Patty and Sandra talked so much about, identity, about dignity, about, who we are, and reflecting who we are. And today I want to talk with you because it's with you. As everybody said before, I want to connect with you. I want us to be in constant dialogue, because you teach us at the Latino Donor Collaborative what information is needed and what data you need to know so that you can continue empowering yourself and your community and the country. So the subject today is going to be the voice, our voice. We have the successes. We are, each one of us, doing the work, but we also need, especially now, right? Especially now, we need our voices heard. And there are so many ways to exercise our voice. And as somebody wrote, as I was coming into the screen, somebody wrote, "Calladita te ves más bonita." And that's something that some of us were raised with, and that's not good. I was born and raised in Mexico City. I was taught that. And unfortunately, when you come to this country, you realize that calladita doesn't work. Calladita actually is a problem in this country. We need to not be calladitas, and we're still very bonitas, but we need to not be calladitas. And so our voices come in every kind of packaging. They come as the voice that I'm exercising right now, and that all the panelists and the speakers in this, yes, exactly. I like that notice, not calladitas anymore. Exactly. But so our voices come in a lot of different ways. Again, I was saying the spoken voice, right? The one that we're all exercising today, but also the written voice, letters, notes, texts, social media posts, LinkedIn, everything. That's a very important part of our voice, especially in social media, where we can actually create our own content, where we can actually promote our ideas, where we can actually watch and follow and support others that represent us really well. That's another way of having a voice. Our voice is our vote, right? People sometimes tell me, well, why do I vote? It really doesn't make a difference. You're wrong. Your vote makes a huge difference. And for some of us that are lucky enough in this forum to have a citizenship, which means we can vote, not exercising our vote is a huge miss. It's a huge miss for our community. It's a huge miss for ourselves. It's hard to criticize the government if you actually didn't take the time to go vote. So vote. It's important. Remember that elections today are won by by a very small margin. So our voice work in vote. And for those of you that are not able yet to vote, you understand what I mean, right? I'm sure that, sometimes you wish to be able to do it. So encourage people around you to use and to exercise their right of vote. And in my opinion, the obligation of voting. And then last but not least, and this is something that Ileana asked me to approach a little bit more deep, is the power of your voice in terms of your pocket and your purse. Sometimes we're not aware of the importance of our purchasing power. This year's report, our report of Latino GDP, as you know, we are the official issuers of that report, Latino GDP. And this year's official number is that we Latinos are contributing with $4.1 trillion in purchasing power. Just FYI, for those of you that are economists, but also for those of you that are not, 2/3 of the power of the GDP of the United States comes from consumption. So our power of consumption is tremendous. Sometimes we feel represented, sometimes we don't. And in my cases, most of the times I don't feel represented. I don't feel represented in brands advertising. I don't feel represented in shows. I don't feel represented in, political power. So the power of our purse is the way to go. I don't know if you saw the impact that we've had lately in consumption that is actually in the New York Times, in the Wall Street Journal, in Bloomberg, everywhere. One of the most notable lately has been Coca-Cola. And the way Coca-Cola explains it, it was a fake rumor. I don't know if it's a fake rumor or not, but there was an understanding that somebody in a plant of Coca-Cola called ICE on their workers. And the community responded and started saying, let's stop the consumption of Coca-Cola. And the company had to come through and say, our sales went down 3.3% globally because Latinos stopped consuming our drinks, or some part of the Latino community stopped consuming Coca-Cola. That's the power of who we are. We can bring down sales. The same happened with Target. Unfortunately for him, when he exercised, policies of no distinction between communities, he was fired. God bless his soul, because Target has been a company that has represented us in the past, but they made a dramatic decision at the beginning of the year, and he had to be fired because, the bottom line, felt really, really down. Jack in the Box just issued also a report that their sales went down 10% this semester because the Latino community is not coming out to consume. I don't see, and even when somebody calls you, I don't know if it happens to you, but says, you voted for this candidate and you voted for this candidate, and kind of blame us. I always say, well, take a lesson from it. We are changing elections. So this is the power that you have as consumer. Support things that represent you well. And I'm talking about shows, films, advertising, products that take care of our hair, right? We have hair that is very specific. We have a color of skin that is very specific. We have a shape of body that is very specific. And how many times you've been to a brand and it just so happened that, the wrist, the waist is too small for our lovely hips, right? Represent all these companies and support all these companies that are actually taking in account the kind of body that we have. And that's the power of your purse. We are bringing down companies because of it. And that's not the objective. I'm not saying let's go boycott things. What I'm saying is let's show them with the power of our purse when they're doing things right for us and when we'll come to support them because they're noticing. And even if we don't come out and protest and maybe we don't, break windows, we are breaking their windows and their bottom line with our power and purse. So thank you for being here. Follow us. Go to our website, latinodonorcollaborative.org. We provide this information for free for everybody because we want you to use it. We want you to empower your mission with it. And the more you promote it, and please quote us if you can, but the more you promote it, the more you're promoting our community and our success. Thank you, Sandra and Ileana, for having me.
Thank you so much. I love that. I love that reminder. It's the power of our purse. We are contributing so much to the GDP, but who are we funding? Right? So we need to be aligned with the companies that we're supporting. They need to be aligned with who we are as a community and value us as part of the community, not just a segment of it, right? So
Exactly.
And
Thank you.
there are lists of which companies, which organizations support Latinos, which ones don't. So make sure that you inform yourself. If you don't know where to look, reach out to us, reach out to Ana, so that you're informed because those decisions can make a significant difference.
Exactly.
Thank you so
Can I
much,
say
Ana.
something real quick that I
Yes,
say? So in our report for youth, and we're actually doing a Latina report also as we speak, but in our report of youth, Kantar, as you know, the largest market research company in the world, confirms that Latinas are deciding 84% of every purchasing decision at home. And compared to other non-Latino communities, which is 63, we're the bosses. So use that power in order to send a message.
absolutely.
exactly.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We
Bye.
have the
Thank you,
power.
Ana.